I realized something this week that honestly unsettled me. I can remember most of the major events from my addiction. I can remember the bars, I remember the drugs, I remember relationships falling apart, and I remember some of the conversations. But I barely remember the person who lived through them. It's a strange feeling, almost like I'm reading somebody else's autobiography. And I couldn't stop wondering, how does someone become so different that their former self feels like a stranger? I thought I was going to spend this week trying to remember him. Instead, I discovered why I couldn't. On Monday, I tried to do what I think anybody would have done. I tried to remember. What was I like? What did I think about? What did I care about? And honestly, I didn't come up with much. I remembered drinking, I remembered smoking, I remembered not really having a plan. I remember thinking work is just something you survive until the weekend. But emotionally, there wasn't much there. And I remember feeling frustrated. How can you forget so many years of your own life? Then something strange happened. I didn't remember a memory. I remembered sentences. I wonder what I'll do wrong today. Why can't I ever just do something right? Of course, this would happen to me. That's when I realized I wasn't forgetting the person. Maybe I was just looking in the wrong place. I keep thinking about those sentences because they weren't just random thoughts. They all had something in common. Every mistake became evidence. If I messed something up at work, I didn't think, okay, I need to improve. I thought, see, this is why I'm useless. It's amazing how normal that felt at the time. I never questioned it. I just accepted it. Looking back now, I don't think I was living my life. I think I was living in a story about myself. And I believed every word. Then I found myself thinking about rehab. Not because I think it was the turning point. I don't. If I'm being honest, I actually enjoyed rehab. This might sound strange to some people, but I chose to go. I wanted to be there. I'm the one that arranged to go. For the first time, I was surrounded by people who understood addiction. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about drugs. I don't look back on rehab as this terrible experience. I look back at it as an education. But that made me realize something. Learning about yourself is not the same as changing yourself. Because after rehab, I stayed away from drugs for a better part of a year. And then I relapsed onto something worse, actually. But when I look back at it now, I'm not really surprised anymore. I learned about addiction, but I never changed the way I saw myself. That happened years later. Not in rehab, not in a counseling session, just alone, looking at the life I created. My relationship with my friend ended. I moved back in with my parents. I was knee-deep in debt. I cried for a few weeks. And for the first time, I wasn't thinking about drugs. I was thinking about patterns. I could suddenly see that I have been escaping for years. Escaping uncomfortable emotions. Escaping responsibility. escaping the voice in my head that constantly told me I'm not good enough. And I remember making one decision. Not, I'm never gonna do drugs again. That wasn't the thought. The thought was, I'm done living like this. I'm done speaking to myself like I'm my own enemy. I'm done wasting away my evenings watching series or playing games, while convincing myself that tomorrow will somehow be different. That didn't magically fix my life, but it completely changed the direction it was moving in. I thought this video was going to be about memories. It wasn't. It was about identity. I kept asking, why can't I remember my old self? But maybe that's the wrong question. I don't think I've forgotten him. I just think I stopped seeing the world as he did. He believed every thought that entered his head. He treated mistakes as evidence. He expected failure before he even started. I still have negative thoughts sometimes. I still make mistakes sometimes. But the difference now is I don't automatically believe them. I question them. I investigate them. And I make sure, is this actually true? I still don't remember that version of me like I expected to. And maybe I never will. But maybe I don't need to. Because this week I realized something. People don't just change their habits. They change the lens they use to interpret their lives. And once that lens changes, the old you can feel like someone you used to know. I guess that makes me wonder, if I can change that much once, what else am I still believing that might actually not be true? Maybe that's the question I will investigate next. I want to thank you for listening to my story. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in next week. Yenoya, beautiful thinkers.